Yeah, give me 2 secs. 2 secs. I've just got to get me microphone. Oh, it's still set up, guys. So yeah, we're outside AC Blake at the moment. Yeah, just setting all up. Yeah. Oh, let's whip the camera around. Right. You see that? No, not really. Green hearts in the comments if you're vegan. Red hearts in the comments if you're not yet vegan but you're open to questions. And black hearts in the comments if you're anti-vegan. Yeah, just been setting up. Was meant to have about 8 activists here today. 4 of which called off. So I mean, 4 would have been fine. At the moment, they're just me. So I mean, yeah, I'm outside a multi-species slaughterhouse today. They are killing cows, pigs, and sheep today. If I stop talking, it's because of the sentient beings in the background, like screaming. This slaughterhouse here has had animal aid. So if you not animal aid, Animal Rising. So if you go on Animal Rising's website, you can check out the investigation on this place. So let me know in the comments if you know the sentient being screaming in the background. Yeah, they've got pigs in there at the moment. They were screaming. What you'll tend to hear is the workers screaming because they're trying to usher the well, I say usher the pigs to the kill floor. At this place, they do electric stun, so it's like a it's basically like being electrocuted, which only incapacitates the animals, well, essentially the pigs, just long enough so some moron on the kill floor can get a shackle around one leg, hoist them up, and then stab them in the throat, so they end up bleeding out. Yeah. The gate is normally on a automatic. I don't even think they've noticed that I'm here yet, but it's still on manual. Well, I don't know. It might be on automatic. It's not open at the moment. So I'm on that sneaky catchy monkey kind of one. Green hearts in the comments if you're vegan, and let me know if you can hear the scenting bins in the background. Hi Mel and Steve. Audio good, signal's good. Hanky Mel, Hanky Steve. Yeah, this place here, if you go to Animal Horizon website, there's an undercover investigation, well, quite a few undercover investigations. If you go to their website and just check out the investigations, at this place there was insufficient stunning. Sounds like a stuck record because it seems to be the standard practice of insufficient stunning, brutality in getting them the scenting bins off the trucks and herding them down to the lairage and also the kill floor. At this place there was insufficient fucking tractor. Anyway, yeah, we got like moronic farmers like driving around and doing farmer stuff. Yeah, I mean, going back to where I was, yeah, if you go to, well, if you hit green in the comments if you're vegan, red hearts in the comments if you're not yet vegan but you're open to questions, and black hearts if you're anti-vegan. Yeah, if you go to Animal Horizon website and then look at the investigations, this place here is H.G. Blake in Norfolk. They were seen to be hitting all of the sentient beings, both getting them off the truck, getting them into the lairage, and getting them onto the kill floor. When they got onto the kill floor, there was insufficient stunning. There's no gas chamber here. It's electric stun. So they heard like about 4 to 5 sentient pigs at a time from the lairage, where there's like a half oil drum type contraction that's got like water in, and they then douse the pigs with that water, and then they have like a the only way I can describe it, it's like tweezers with spikes on the inside of the tweezers, and it goes either side of the head, and it just gives them a nasty shock, where they kind of stiffen up, and then they fall to the floor, but it renders them still just enough time so a moron on the kill floor can get a shackle around one leg, hoist them up, and then they're stabbed in the throat and bled out. The internals go in a separate bin. If you look at, I'll come on to that. And there's a sentient being screaming. Yeah, green hearts in the comments if you're vegan, red hearts in the comments if you're not yet vegan, but you're open to questions, and black hearts in the comments if you're anti-vegan. If you go to Jack the Vegan Activist, you'll basically see on his YouTube channel the footage from over this place. And yeah, green hearts in the comments if you're vegan, red hearts in the comments if you're not yet vegan but you're only Christians, and black hearts in the comments if you're anti-vegan. %100%. A lot of farmers, the farmery shit. Yeah. Don't think they've cottoned on. I'm actually outside yet. Let me know if you can hear the sentient beings in the background. That's their last fight and flight response. There's sentient pigs in there. Let me know if you can hear the moronic workers as well. Last time I was here, I could hear the moronic workers saying, "Yeah, go on, take it," as they were electrifying it, the sentient pigs, and it was like they were like just tormenting them even more, just for the sake of tormenting them. This whole barbaric thing of like, oh, I need meat for protein, I need this, I need that. It's like anyone that's a number 2, please sign up to challenge22.com and gain the extra knowledge and help to transition and align your morals with your ethics and live vegan. A lot of people I've noticed in the comments are saying, oh yeah, but vegan food are expensive. It's not. Well, it kind of is if all you've eaten is pizzas, sausages, and junk food. I mean, it's 3 types of vegan. You can eat junk food, that's fine. But again, it's going to work out expensive. But if you go in for whole foods, so all your veg, so jacket potatoes, beans, your pastas, your rices, it's cheaper. And yet it gets even cheaper if you then start growing your own. Growing your own. I mean, what the moronic government and the higher powers like Billy Microsoft, Bill Gates, and other billionaires like that, what they want is full control. Now, as the general public, the best thing you can do is go vegan. The best thing. And grow your own, because what they're wanting to do, their agenda is to make everything seedless. We've already got like seedless jams and stuff like this at the moment. Now, if it's seedless, it can't reproduce. So they're then left with, in like full power, and like, oh well, you can't get this, you can't grow anything. At the moment, everything is fine. So go online, go to garden centres, get everything now, whilst you can get stuff with seeds in. because it would get to a point, I think it was Agenda 2030 or something. So it's like literally 4 years until it's like fully seedless. So no seeds in tomatoes, no seeds in cucumbers, anything like that, even peppers. And then when there's no seeds, you then can't produce anything. So the best thing to do is start growing your own now, because you can then get the seeds and you can then produce off your own back. And it's even cheaper. You've only got to buy the seeds once, and then of course you can then but yeah, I mean, there's miracle mushrooms as well. I'm not on about like magic mushrooms or anything, but there's ones that help with cognitive brain function, which is the lion mane mushroom. There's a company online that are doing massive kits at the moment. It got featured in Clarkson's Farm by Jeremy Clarkson, and he bought a shit ton of mushrooms, and he basically sprayed them twice, 3 times a day, and you can get 3 yields out of 1 pack. Easy to grow at home. I think they've just discovered that I'm here. There's the security guards out. He's now standing on the gate. So he's just realised I'm here. Right, green hearts in the comments if you're vegan. Red hearts in the comments if you're not yet vegan but you're having questions. Black hearts in the comments if you're anti-vegan. Absolutely right, Scott. Animals don't need to die. 100%. Any farmers, like in the comments, if you're a triggered troll, please don't be. More pigs now coming in. It's the smallhold farmer. Smallhold farmer. Yeah, you see him sticking the nose out there. Let me know if you could hear them on the back of the truck there. I've had many talks with the guy that runs this place, because if I just spin the camera around, can you see that white pole there? That white pole there, it's got like a camera on, and I've had many talks with him of like, well, if 1 or 2 activists come to this right hand side where this little island bit is just there, right, you're in full control because you've got the gate and you've taken it off automatic and put it on manual. At least allow us 1 to 2 minutes, because you need that time to clean the kill floor down, to get the lairage ready and stuff like this. And with the camera you can then see where the activists are, so you're still in full control, but they're not interested. They're like, no, it's for your safety. You're just in there. I've been here about 20 minutes and there's been 1 smallholder turn up. So I mean, yeah, massive shout out to Mel and Steve for organising the massive event of Project Livestream. This is the 1 year anniversary of Mel and Steve setting this whole thing up, and it's 1 year since we've been covering H.G. Blake. It's also the anniversary of Regan Russell. So if you can smash in some green hearts for Regan Russell, green hearts in for Mel and Steve. Anyone interested in getting involved with Project Livestream, please feel free to message Mel and Steve. It doesn't matter what platform you're on, whether you've got TikTok, you want to do YouTube, obviously YouTube, we can help. Message Mel and Steve on Instagram, and the team will help you get 50 subs, and then when you get your 50 subs, you can still create like shorts and stuff like that. Sometimes it takes 24 hours, sometimes it takes less, sometimes it takes slightly more, but it basically means that you can go live. Green hearts in the comments if you're vegan, red hearts in the comments if you're not yet vegan but you're open to questions, and black hearts in the comments if you're an anti-vegan. Yeah, the last live stream with Cranswick, they kind of allow us to photograph the animals in their last moments. They kind of allow us to have like 2 minutes compassion. So I mean, like, it's what's that gone like that? Right, there should be another activist with us soon. Yeah, these farmers there, they're bringing in like the it looks like silage. Don't know what they're doing. Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, like, green hearts in the comments if you're vegan, red hearts in the comments if you're not yet vegan but you're open to questions. Oh, that's better. And black hearts in the comments if you're an anti-vegan. Yeah, so there was, I'll just close that there. Right, yeah, anyone interested in Project Livestream, please feel free to message Mel and Steve. Get involved, because the sentient beings, they need us all. They need us all. Without us, they've got nothing. They literally have nothing. That kill floor seems to have gone silent. Yeah. This slaughterhouse here is basically murders cows, pigs, and sheep for sale of in local butchers all around. So it's, yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Let's grab a drink. The fuel. You can basically get all your like people in the comments saying, "Oh, I need meat. I need meat." You don't. You need nutrients because you can get everything you need from plants. If you want protein, you can get proper protein from seitan, tempeh, tofu. The amount of things you can do with say tofu, and the amount of varieties. There's like a stir fry one. There's all sorts. You can do desserts with them. You can all sorts. You can even take like tofu, slice it into four, and you mix up like things like soy and soy sauce and some spices, stuff like that. Stick it in a sealable bag, and you seal it for like you can slice down, and then you stick it in the marinade. Just make the marinade up, stick it in a bag, leave it overnight in the fridge. Come back, or leave it for a few hours if you want. And then if you get some nori, seaweed wrap that you tend to use in sushi, and you just chop it, and then you just coat the one side of it. It's like the fish skin, but it's like made of kelp. So you're getting your omega-3s in, and proper nice. I made it once so far. I tend to have me vegan curries. So I've made chickpeas, butternut squash. I tend to put potatoes in there as well. Curry powder. Bit of carrot in there. There's loads you can do with it. You just chop your butternut squash up. Can of chickpeas drained. You can use the chickpea juice to make meringues. But yeah, I mean it's a nice tasty curry, and you don't always have to have rice with it if you don't want. But it's a nice like, bowl of that, or sort you out for like till lunch. Proper nice. Bloody farmers. Yeah, I mean, like any farmers in the trolls, you don't have to be trolls. I mean, it helps because of my algorithm of the live, but anyone that, if you look at Dominion or Seaspiracy, or if you go on YouTube and just watch the second gas chamber exposed in the UK, awesome activist Joey Carbstrong, great friend of ours, and same as Mel and Steve, had uncovered what was going on inside a gas chamber. And what would you believe? 2026, and we're still using gas chambers. I thought I thought we'd eradicated those from the Second World War, but things that were an injustice then just seems to get evolved. At the end of the day, we do not need to consume animals. It's like people consuming dairy. I won't say milk because it's not milk, it's baby cow juice. All right, the baby cow needs milk, or needs their milk. What? Trigger troll farmer. What an absolute bellend. Fucking cock juggling thunder cunt. Anyway, hi vegan loot. Yeah, you just had a bellend fucking farmer then, tooting his horn. Trigger troll because I've got the animal liberation banner up. Obviously, you saw a camera and just like, oh my god, oh my god. Anyway, where were we? Green hearts in the comments if you're vegan. Black, red. Blah, blah, blah. I'll start again. Green hearts in the comments if you're vegan. Red hearts in the comments if you're not yet vegan but you're opening questions, and black hearts in the comments if you're an anti-vegan. Yeah, so anyone interested, go and watch the documentaries. Dominion, there's Pignorant, there's Seaspiracy, there's Land of Hope and Glory. There's a whole array of documentaries. If you're into bodybuilding, there's one on Amazon Prime. Yeah, if you've got Prime, then it's free. I believe it's free. One called the Game Changers. On the thumbnail, it's got a guy with a black t-shirt, big muscles, and he's 100% vegan. But there's other ones on there like Arnie Schwarzenegger and various other bodybuilders. And I don't consume meat at all. Sorry, I just got this triggered wanker here. Yeah. Yeah, so after you've watched the documentaries, any farmer that after seeing the documentaries it doesn't sit right, ask yourself, is that really what goes on? Is that why I'm not allowed on the kill floor? Ask yourself that as a farmer, right? So I've got more pigs here, right? Now you watch how quick they get this fucking gate open. Yeah. All right. Bang. There goes the gate again. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, ask yourself, when you've seen the documentaries, ask yourself that question: why am I not allowed on the kill floor? Yeah. And if that doesn't sit right with you, and you can't think of justification of why you're not, there is help out there. If you go to Viva Refarm, I'll say that again, Viva Refarm, basically a team will come out and they'll help you to transition the farm. So you've got options of, you can still keep animals, just not as many, but you can diversify it into a sanctuary. I've noticed crop yields have more or less halved, where wheat, the corn, the barley, instead of being like about 6 foot tall, they're like less than 3 foot. So you're not getting as much yield. Well, you can diversify into vertical farming, where you control the sunlight, you control the water, the nutrients, you control everything basically, and you haven't got the extra awfulness of using pesticides. But you control the yields. So if you want big yields, then you know you can control quite a lot. Just let me know in the comments if you can hear the sentient beings in the background. They're screaming. You'll occasionally hear like you'll hear like the workers like screaming at them, like properly screaming at them. But you probably have another trigger farmer in a minute. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that you can do. I mean, the literally the best thing you can do is go vegan. And the amount of people I spoke to, like on outreach, have turned around and said, "Oh yeah, I've gone vegan. I've gone vegan." And then I've gone back and done some more outreach, like the next month, 3 months later, or whatever. Whenever I've seen them, it's like, "Oh my god, it's so easy. I wish I would have gone vegan earlier." This is another smallholder. Another smallholder. You watch how quick he gets that gate open. And you see, if welfare was, and I'm not here for welfare. I'm here for animal rights. But if welfare was that high, wouldn't you have thought they would like us to document the sentient beings in the back of these trucks and the smallholders and all this, that, and the other? When we obviously know it's not. There's another one, another smallholder. Another smallholder there. So yeah, I mean, green hearts in the comments if you're vegan. Red hearts in the comments if you're not yet vegan, but you have any questions, and black hearts in the comments if you're a vegan. There's another one. In the space of about 10 minutes, there's been about 4 or 5. And normally they pre-phone. I think it's because I'm hidden back slightly, so they kind of allow it. Now what they're going to do, right, is just open the gate. He's now going through. They got nowhere because the lairage is quite small. lairage is quite small in there, and anyone interested in looking inside, go to Animal Rising website, and you'll see you'll see for yourself what goes on. If you want to see up and over this place, head to Jack the Vegan Activist on YouTube, and you'll see the footage from when we managed to get the drone up and over. I don't know if he was sort of, I don't know if you noticed that on camera, he was sort of thumbs up because the animal liberation sign. So yeah, but yeah, he's left the gate open. I think he's had a brief look, but yeah. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, what the trucks tend to do, like when there's activists here, because the grass over there is where we used to stand before. Now I'm not allowed to stand on that, so we've got to stand on the bit of grass we're on now. And before I went over there, over where is it? Over that bit, and protested over there, but I was able to see right inside, right down to where they wash the trucks. And when they come in, the sentient beings, they're in their fight and flight response. So whatever's in your bowels, doesn't matter if it's wee and shit, it just comes out. I've seen sentient beings, like when we've done a Crantic vigil at Watton, and they're all standing in their own piss and shit. They drive towards the lairage. As they turn the corner to go across the road and go down towards the lairage, you can see it all dripping out of the back of the truck. Crantic as well. They're gassing 5,000 plus pigs per day. CK Meats is gassing 7,000 pigs a month. But that was way back in, I think it was 2024 that came out. But again, like, Animal Justice have done investigation there. So if you go to Animal Justice website, click on investigations, you'll see CK Meats on there. You've got Banner Poultry. They had a ammonia leak, and they were still forcing the workers to still work in those conditions. No air-fed suits or anything. Wherever you look, like every single slaughterhouse, there is corruption. There is FSA breaches. There is DEFRA breaches. There's everything. It's the whole system is basically fucked. It needs to end. It's an injustice that needs to end. Anyone still saying, "Oh, I need protein, I need this, I need that, I need the other," please, please, please watch the documentaries. Right, either YouTube, Amazon, Amazon Prime, YouTube. Gain the extra knowledge. Even going on to other vegan activist channels, seeing what they've uncovered whilst going like undercover and stuff like that. There's farms connected to Cranwick that are still piglet thumping. They were well, I say meant to have phased it out. It should have never been a thing in the first place. Should have never have been a thing in the first place. Basically, what happens in piglet thumping, I'll explain in a minute. Green hearts in the comments if you're vegan. Red hearts in the comments if you're not yet vegan, but you have any questions. And black hearts in the comments if you're an anti-vegan. Piglet thumping. Piglet thumping happens because the mother pigs are put in a what they class as birthing crate. The legal use of birthing crate is for roughly about 6 weeks until they give birth. But what happens is they are constantly, all of their life, in these birthing pens, and the piglets that they deem not growing quick enough, because the mother pigs, they've been genetically modified to produce more babies than is legally possible. What legally should happen is the amount of teats they've got under their belly is depicted on how many piglets they can have. But 9 times out of 10, there's more. So it's like it's a fight for survival. So bear with. It's a fight for survival. So they're trying to fight and get the milk, and of course their milk has got colostrum in, which they need for brain function, for all of this. Now people having cow's milk, and you're drinking the colostrum, which is like in humans, it's like having liquid crack or morphine, and it's always the trigger trolls that are like, oh no, I need my milk, and it's just like, no, you don't. You're addicted to the colostrum, to the right. Whereas you go to any supermarket now, right, and there's a whole array. It's no excuse now, because every supermarket, big or small, has got alternatives. You've got soy milk, rice milk. Just let me know if you hear them screams. Just let me know in the comments if you hear them screams. That's their final fight and flight response. Because this place is no compassion. There's no compassion at any fucking slaughterhouse. There's no compassion at any slaughterhouse. Green hearts in the comments if you're vegan. Red hearts in the comments if you're not yet vegan, but you have any questions. And black hearts in the comments if you're an anti-vegan. You can now smell like a burning smell. Like a singy hair smell, where obviously they're getting rid of the hair off the skin. I don't know why she's gone. But she was meant to be coming. Yeah. Yeah, smash some green hearts in the comments for Regan Russell. The activist that died at a slaughterhouse. Green hearts in the comments for Regan. She ain't too sure where she's going. Is it? Let me know in the comments if you can hear the screams. Anyone got any questions, please feel free to stick them in the comments and I'll answer them the best way I can. By the way, I'm not here to judge you. I wasn't always vegan. I used to consume meat until I used to prepare meat. I used to work in hotel kitchens, and then I then came away from that and started working in warehouses, stuff like that. And then worst 3 years of my life working for Cranswick. And then I watched a documentary called Pigment, and I went vegan there and then on the spot. Have a small holder. Oh, look at him looking out. Look out. Gate's been rushed open. Look at him looking out. Bloody farmer. Yeah. That was small holder. Have a small holder. Yeah. And that was pigs in there. Green hearts in the comments if you're vegan. Red hearts in the comments if you're not yet vegan but you're open to questions. Black hearts in the comments if you're anti-vegan. Any number twos in the comments? Put yourself in their position. If that was you in the slaughterhouse, how soon would you want this injustice to stop? Would you want it to be phased down, or would you want it to stop on the spot? Just let me know in the comments. You probably hear a plane because right over the back near where the little car park is, there's a private airfield. I'll probably do about another half hour. And then, anyone that's done like a vigil or stood outside the slaughterhouse, the smell here is horrendous. You can smell the death in the air. Like a metallic-y, it's hard to describe, but it's like a metallic-y blood smell. So all quiet on the question front. You get the odd occasional scream from the kill floor. It's where they're herding more from the lairage into the thing. Yeah, be cleaning down the kill floor. Yeah, I'll probably do, I don't know, about another 20 minutes, half hour. Small hog on that coming out. Yeah. Having dropped his animals off. You'll always get the smallholders and the farmers. Oh, we love our animals. Yeah, but you send them off to slaughter. Ridiculous. Green hearts in the comments if you're vegan. Red hearts in the comments if you're not yet vegan, but you're asking me questions. And black hearts in the comments if you're an anti-vegan. Bear in mind it's 31 degrees. That's what it sounded on the phone. Now, from the BS that Crantook was saying, it was, oh no, we don't transport pigs at 30 degrees or above. You've just seen the amount of smallholders and stuff like that come in, and they'll be waiting down the side there, waiting to go into the lairage. The lairage isn't massive. Let me know if you know the workers screaming. Another smallholder now coming out. Having dropped his animals off. Yeah. You can hear the workers screaming down the back there. Hi, Kathy. Awesome. Yeah, I'm standing outside a multi-species slaughterhouse at the moment, where they're killing cows, pigs, and sheep. It was meant to have 8 activists turn up, and then 4 ducked out, and they were going to another slaughterhouse somewhere. Yeah, at the moment it's just me. So let me know in the comments if you can hear the sentient beings and the workers screaming. Oh, thanks, Kathy. Much appreciated. Yeah, much appreciated. That's brilliant. Thank you. Yeah, it's been constant. There's been brief spells where it's gone all quiet, where they're cleaning down the kill floor. There's been smallholder after smallholder after smallholder. It's about 31 degrees here, and the BS that we were told at Cranswick is, oh well, if it's 30 or above, they won't transfer any pigs in transport. At the moment, in the background, you can hear the workers screaming at the sentient pigs. That's to entice them down towards the kill floor. If you go to Animal Rising website, as I was saying, if I stop speaking, it's because the sentient beings are screaming. Yeah, if you go to Animal Rising website, click on investigations, you'll see the undercover investigations from this place. If you go to Animal Justice Project and click on investigations, you'll see CK Meats. Green hearts in the comments for the sentient beings in their last moments. Yeah, as I was saying, if you go to Animal Justice Project and look at investigations, you'll see the up and coming investigations and campaigns and stuff. But if you look at investigations, you'll see like the undercover ones done at CK Meats. You'll see the ones done looking into Cranswick. Anyone still eating pork products, you'll notice one called Wayland Farm. That's also connected to CK Meats and Cranswick. You'll see those in Tesco's, Morrison's, Tesco's. You'll see the fire pit range. That's connected to CK Meats and Tesco's. Yeah. So, but did you realise that 95% of pigs in the UK are gassed in CO2? CO2 is used because it's cheap, and they're only doing this because it's all profit. They're profiting off the backs of these animals. Well, it kind of is a horror movie. It's a kind of real life horror movie. It's horrendous. When I've gone in with other activists, like farms connected to Cranswick, like farms connected to Cranswick and Norfolk and around, and you see the conditions, and it's like, oh my god. You see the conditions of what they class as free range ducks, chickens. Let me know if you can hear the screams. That was a completely different scream then. Yeah. Some of those. Yeah, exactly. The bacon I like is the Lavy bacon in the pink pack. I don't get heartburn with that. Yeah, a lot of them. You look on like Google or whatever, they've either taken down. So it's just like, it used to be like Slaughterhouse, or but it comes under a different banner now, according to Google. It's like either processing or something like that. But yeah, so yeah, so I mean, like, I'll probably be here for about another sort of 5 minutes. This place, that they want to try and cover it up. I mean, that bit of grass over there was where we used to stand, and then all of a sudden they didn't want that because there was activists going up to the gate. I stood over there on that bit of grass there next to that tree, but I was able to look straight in to where they washed the trucks off. And now we've got this bit of grass here. But yeah, I mean, countless times I've asked the guy that runs this place. I'll spin you around and you can see, like, Can you see that white pole with like 2 cameras on? Yeah. And there's like a little island bit there. And when the trucks pull up, they pull up to there, and they basically have to get out of the truck to then get them, if they haven't already seen the truck, and get them to open the gate. And I said to them, I said, but you're in full control anyway, right? You basically have to open the gate, so why not hold the gate up, give us 1 to 2 minutes, because you need time to clean the kill floor down, you need time to sort out the lairage, so therefore we can document the animals. We'll be on the camera side, so you can see exactly where we are. Then we get what we want, you get what you want, and we can document the animals. But they're so scared of welfare. I mean, I'm not here for welfare. I'm here for animal rights. I mean, I'd rather not be here, and I'd rather they weren't killing animals. But because they are, I am their voice. I'm literally their voice. Hundred percent. I mean, 9 times out of 10, the trolls will be triggered meat eaters, or it will be people within the industry, like the meat industry, paid to troll vegan live streams. In actual fact, if they'd dropped the Hard Man Act and actually came to a vigil and actually looked at the sentient beings square in the eyes, I guarantee you their outlook on life would change instantly, because it's horrendous. I mean, like when I used to work at Cranswick, they never showed me the kill floor, but then you look at farmers and stuff like that, they'll either drop the animals off themselves, or they'll get someone else that works on the farm to, oh well, there's the keys, go drop the animals off, because they're not even they're allowed on the kill floor. And you've literally got to ask yourself the question of why. They're the one that's provided the sentient animals. Why are they then not allowed on the kill floor? Is it because farmers would then go, yeah, fuck that, I'm not sending animals to slaughter anymore, and they'd then diversify the farm, which, yeah, it's a win-win for vegans, an ethical farm, you know. Yeah, 100%. We are their voice, and the more of us actually come out, do outreach, do slaughterhouse footage, undercover footage. On my last live stream, I left the live stream with a question of how many more undercover investigations, how many more vigils, how many more exposes have got to happen before people wake the fuck up, you know. It's easy. All you've got to do is align your ethics with your morals, and when you look into it and you figure out, don't look at it as how, look at it as the other way around. So the why am I vegan, right? And then when you've looked at the documentaries like Pignorant, Amazon, Pignorant, Seaspiracy, Dominion, look on YouTube for the second gas chamber exposed in the UK. Did you realise that there was 9 gas chambers still left in the UK, and that's just for pigs. That's not including ducks, chickens. They're also gassed. But you've also got the whole thing that these sentient beings, they need us all. And they need us all to stand together. Being vegan means you're against all forms of exploitation. So you're against animal testing, you're against zoos, you're against using animals for well, what they class as sports, but it's not really sports. So like horse racing, greyhound racing, we don't wear them, we don't exploit them at all, full stop. And when you think like everyone's banging on in the comments of, oh yeah, but vegans are killing animals as well. Vegans are killing minimal compared to meat eaters. Meat eaters, you've got animal farmers that are eradicating hedgerows. So like the skylark and the various small birds that used to fly around the countryside and stuff like that, they've got nowhere to nest. And then you've got so the hedgerows have either gone or going. They then clear vast amounts of forest to then start growing more crops. But then when you look at the animals, it's just like, well, what are they eating? Yeah, they're eating crops to then feed us. If the whole world, I mean, it's an ideal situation, but if everyone went vegan, we could repurpose and rewild 70 to 80% of the world. When you think like the hot weather we're having at the moment is all because of deforestation, because of taking out the hedgerows and bits like that. You think everyone thinks, oh well, they're just trees, but they're so much more. They soak up CO2 and then they filter out the oxygen, so they give us the oxygen. But not only for us, for sentient beings as well, for the animals. So taking that away, you're basically taking the lungs of the earth away. So it would be like having two people and they're both on a marathon, right? And you take the lungs out of one person and tell them to run, they can do it. You wouldn't be able to do it. It's exactly the same with Earth. You take out the trees, the plants, right, and the hedgerows, which are all natural. Right, everything's in a balance, or was. Then the only way is vegan, and the sensible way is vegan. Yes, there's quite a few of that. Halal slaughters. His latest one was Heart's Head Meats. Yep. A good one to look at is worn out vegan, or VO if you're looking for cool t-shirts. or type into Amazon animal rights t-shirts. But I know that Walnut Vegan and VO are 100% vegan. Yeah, the vegan community is strong, Kathy. We're like British soldiers, one down, all down. So like, if you're having a shit day, just message them, and yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, green hearts in the comments if you're vegan, red hearts in the comments if you're not yet vegan but you're open to questions, and black hearts in the comments if you're anti-vegan. Oh yeah, 128. Cool. Right. That's lambs and pigs in there. There's pigs now. Oh, that's lambs now. want to do about another 10 minutes, guys. IOM, Connecticut. Oh wow. Anyone just joined? I'm outside a slaughterhouse. It's a multi-species slaughterhouse where at the moment they're killing sheep and pigs. It's a multi-species slaughterhouse where they're killing cows, pigs and sheep. Just another 10 minutes. Oh. Hmm. Well, yeah, we have had that at Cranswick in Norfolk, in the UK, and some of the activists had like confronted the drivers, and they've literally turned around and said, I've got like zero fucks. I'll just pick them up and I'll drop them off. I'll get my money and that's it, basically. It's the whole disconnect. Yeah, I mean when I found out, I mean when I watched the second gas chamber exposed, that is Cranswick in Norfolk on YouTube. It's on Joe Carpsog's channel. I never knew. Even though, because I've done various jobs there, so I used to load the tunnels of melted meat onto a line that sort of froze them up a little bit, and then it got sent down the line to be sliced up and put in the packets. When Tesco's or Morrison's would turn up, they used to take me off the tunnel, and they'd send me to a different department. One day I'd actually gone. I'd seen a truck come round and go round to where the lairage was, and I saw the bloke take a well, they call it a slapstick, but it's like a rattle on a pole, which just aggravates him to move on a little bit. But I've seen people punch, kick them off the truck, and then if they're not able to walk, there was one that stumbled down the slope off the truck, and they got dragged just off the trailer, and bloke off the kill floor came out with a bolt gun the sentient pig there and then, and stabbed it in the throat. The rest of the truck was still loaded. They had to walk past their brother or a member of family, and they had to walk past them. So the anxiety within sentient pigs were already high because they'd just gone to a slaughterhouse, and having seen the murder take place, they then had to walk past, blood still pouring out. Cranswick, there's no compassion, but then there's an easier one to that. Every single slaughterhouse, there's no compassion. Having worked there for 3 years, I don't work there now. I haven't done for it's got to be nearly as long as I was working there, about 3 years that I haven't worked there. And you basically, you got into the car park, you weren't allowed a phone, nothing on site at all, apart from a packed lunch. But even then, they didn't really want anyone bringing a packed lunch in. But they weren't counting on someone having like bigger balls than what they had. Because I said, well, you can't stop me. Because all of the murdered meat, they were doing a discount for people to buy. I never bought any. Never wanted to. Yeah, I mean, like, you've got Cranswick that's still to this day piglet thumping, which basically they pick the piglets up when the mums are constantly in a birthing pen, and they pick the piglets up by one leg, and they swing the piglet up and over the shoulder, and they hit them on the concrete floor or a hard door frame. The boy calves are killed on the farm. Sometimes they were separated away from the mum within about an hour. They need the cow's milk because it's got the colostrum in. Whereas they then take that for the humans. It's like, why? There's so many different options. That's now back to pigs on the kill floor. Green hearts in the comments if you're vegan. Red hearts in the comments if you're not yet vegan but you're open to questions. And black hearts in the comments if you're an anti-vegan. Yeah, I mean, it's even it gets deeper because you've got chickens. Pret a Manger, and KFC and all that. They're classed as Franken chickens because they're rather than slow grown, they're genetically modified to grow so large that they just can't cope with the weight, and they end up collapsing under their own weight. They get pneumonia burns from the wee and shit because they're confined. I mean, they're classed as free range. It means nothing. Because it basically means that, oh yeah, we got them in sheds, right? Oh well, we've got windows, so they can get like sunlight and stuff like that. But even with the windows, it doesn't mean that they're going to open the windows. And most of these farms, you've got 10 sheds or more. Per shed is 35,000 birds. You know, It's ridiculous. When we do vigils at Cranswick, at it's predominantly chickens there. There's trucks arriving every half an hour, and there's 7,000 chickens per truck. And of course, with Cranswick, they're like, oh well, any abnormalities or whatever, any that are looking like weak, oh let us know. Why? See, we let them know, they take them off the truck straight away, discarded straight in the bin. But if you go looking in the supermarkets, right, you'll see like the chicken breasts and stuff like that. It's like stringy. The only way to describe it is like it's like mozzarella. You know when you pull mozzarella, it goes all stringy, and it's because they've been genetically modified to grow so large so quick. Hi, Mark. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, I'll be here for about, I suppose, about another 10-20 minutes, and then I'm just capturing the sentient beings like on the kill floor at the moment, because I'm outside a multi-species slaughterhouse at the moment where they're killing cows, pigs, and sheep. At the moment, they're back onto sheep. No, they had sheep in. They're back onto pigs. Today they've had pigs and sheep. But if you go to Animal Rising website, you'll see that on the undercover investigation that there was more than 10 FSA breaches, more than 8 DEFRA breaches, insufficient stunning, insufficient treatment. But it's a practice that doesn't need to happen. It's an injustice that doesn't need to happen. We can basically get all nutrients, which is what we need. Nutrients. Animals are there's someone. They're not ingredients. There is someone, just like you and I, and everyone else. We're saying 15. Roughly. Yeah, and animals are not products. They're not ingredients. There's someone living a cognitive oh, it's right. I've had a brain fart. I was trying to think what I was saying, man. It's like, yeah, they've got feelings just like us. They feel love. They feel pain. They feel everything just like us. The only difference is our perception. So if it was the fact of what would people do if we were in that situation? I know it's happened before, like World War II, but if that were to happen again and we'd change the position of the animals with us, how soon would you want this injustice to stop? I mean, when was the last time you heard of a cow, pig, chicken exploit a human? Wouldn't happen. Wouldn't happen unless you'd piss the animal off, and then yeah, they'd then charge at you. It's like I've seen some videos where there's been mother cows, and they've been so pissed off with the farmer, keep on taking a newborn. The sentient cows, right? They're artificially inseminated. So someone sticks their arm in, they then inject bull semen straight in, like bull semen from prize-winning bulls, right? But then they eradicate the boy calves. It's like, well, you know, the female cow then carries that calf for 9 months, exactly the same as humans, right? If they're born a male calf, they're then sent off to a slaughterhouse to then be turned into veal. And when you think like all the various diseases around the world from eating like raw meat, if you're eating veal, it's unformed. It's not been able to form properly. Then you've got the female cows. Well, they're kept to one side in an isolation hut. They're not allowed the colostrum from the mum. When they're ready, they're then put on the back of the dairy line. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's an injustice that needs to stop, and it needs to stop ideally tomorrow, or preferably today. Green hearts in the comments if you're vegan. Red hearts in the comments if you're not yet vegan, but you're open to questions. And black hearts in the comments if you're anti-vegan. Anyone got any questions, please feel free to stick them in the comments and I'll answer them best way I can. I'll probably be here another 10 minutes. Yeah. I'm meeting up with another team. We're having a look at another cransick farm. Yeah. Yeah, there's no excuse for animal abuse. Whew, fucking hot. 30, 31, 32. Jesus. It's warm in the sun. It's going 31, 32 here. Oh, don't get me started on the fishing industry. Oh my days. Um, the amount of videos online about bycatch and stuff like that. There was one. There was one. I'm not going to lie. I cried. There was a massive manta ray, and it was like flapping around on the deck, and the crew were just standing there laughing. And the manta rays on the back, just flapping away, just wanting to get away back into the sea. But they died on the deck, tangled up in the fishing net. But on that, I mean, with the ocean's temperature rising, the food whales eat, krill, it's like baby shrimp, um, live in a tight window. It can't be too warm because they die. They can't be too cold because they die. It's got to be in that sweet spot. And because the ocean temperature is rising, there's less krill, which then means that the whale population has been put into the endangered list. But then you've got like off the coast of Scotland, you've got 20, 30-foot tanks, right? Basic cages of salmon that they farm, and they still class on the packet of freshwater salmon. But when you have a look at the footage from divers that have gone and had a look around, and they're swimming around in these tanks, but they're being eaten alive by lice in the water, and then they're dragged out, they're suffocated and chopped up, and because they look beige, they're then injected with a red colorant dye to make it look like as if they're fresh. 100%, 100%. And it's been an activist that's been arrested for trying to undercover it, where they've taken the boat outside, jumped onto a tank, thrown a GoPro under the water, and actually had a look. Yeah, it's absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. When you think like salmon, it always goes back to its natural spawning ground. So it goes down river to feed, but then it goes back up river to give birth. But again, exploited beyond the nth degree, where oh no, you're not going back up river, you're staying in the ocean or a bay, and you're then going to be in these 20-foot, 30-foot tanks. They are. I mean, all animals are so intelligent, and even in the comments, people say, because I've seen it on various live streams and stuff like that. It's like, oh yeah, but animals, they can't think for themselves. They can't do this. No, it's just people are. What's the word? So indoctrinated to then think that animals are dumb. And then because of that, they then don't tap their own brain into looking at the reaction of the sentient being. So when dogs are upset, they'll take themselves off, or they'll come in close. You know, they'll tell you when things are wrong. Not sort of tap you on the shoulder or the leg and say, "Oh, by the way," but they got a way of telling you. It's just you've got to tap into that mindset of, "Oh, what's wrong?" You know, yeah, 100% brainwashed. That's it. Yeah, I was trying to think of the word. Yeah. So yeah, brainwashed and indoctrinated even from birth. So as a kid, we're taught, oh well, you got to eat your veg. Well, that's fine. Yeah, but you're told, oh yeah, you got to eat your meat. You got to eat your drink your milk. I mean, luckily for me, I was never, I could never latch on to a tit. So I ended up having SMA milk, but never done me any harm. But there again, I was then, oh well, and it was the mindset from like my grandparents. Whereas, oh well, you're not having dessert until you've eaten your main course. You know, so it was just like we were then indoctrinated to eat everything on the plate, and then you can then have dessert, sort of thing. As a kid, you're like, oh, all right, you know, you just kind of go along with it, and then of course before you know it, it's like so many years down the line, and then I mean, some people have been lucky where um, even recently there's been someone that's been like 6 years old, and he's been brought up fully vegan. That's all he knows, literally all he knows, and yeah, I mean, he's going to be an absolute credit when he's older to become a vegan activist. But yeah, yeah. And there's also another one with a guy out in the Caribbean, I think it was, and he was at university, and he was doing, I think it was a marine degree or something, in the biodiversity within the marine life and the coral reefs and stuff. And he'd literally gone out and he'd filmed it all, and he was like, "Wow, wow, this is literally like I thought Nemo had kind of blown it out the water and like extra colours and stuff like that." And he literally went back a year later, and what he'd filmed before he thought was the wrong area, that he'd gone back to exactly the same coordinates because he'd logged it all, and he literally got on the boat because before he went off for like about an hour and a half, 2 hour dive, and then the second time he went down, meant to be for an hour and a half, 2 hour dive. He came back after 10 minutes, got on the boat, threw his flippers across the boat, threw his tanks down, and sat there crying for about 20 minutes because the coral reef had all died, it all bleached. I mean, coral will naturally bleach, but up to a point, because it'll only bleach a little bit and then it will still recover. Only this time there was no way of getting back from that, and all of it was bleached. There was no fish. He eventually went back in and started swimming again, but of what fish he found, there was not even a tenth of what he saw before. But they were saying like by 20, I think it was 2036, if we continue fishing at the rate we're fishing, the oceans are going to be empty by 2036. Now, when you think like whales, they help in capture the CO2 out of the water. So essentially, like whales and other mammals like that, they're like the trees. They're more or less like the lungs of the earth. And when you look into it, and you look at like the Buddhist monks and the Trappist monks and all that, and they've kind of got it right in their beliefs that, and when you look into it, like everything has its place, and everything has a purpose, and everything is like in a constant balance. But then humanity was born, indoctrinated us all to not be vegan when we were all born vegan. This society that has brainwashed us all into, oh, consume meat, consume fish, consume dairy, consume, right? Whereas there's better alternatives out there, vegan alternatives. I mean, if you like chocolates, in the UK, we've got Catherine's Original, absolutely wonderful chocolates. But then there's like vegan cheese, if you like vegan cheese. There's a company called Faumagier, and they do like a vegan camembert, vegan blue cheese, vegan smoked cheese. But you've got Violife, and there's so many different options. There is no excuse for animal abuse. But yeah, right, I think that's going to do it, guys. Please feel free to watch the documentaries, Dominion, Seaspiracy, Pignorant. Sign up to challenge22.com, gain the extra help to go vegan, and thank you to Mel and Steve. Mad respect to you too, because you're awesome activists, and every other activist in the comments. Mad respect to you. Yeah, green hearts in the comments for Regan Russell. It's the anniversary of her death. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's going to do it for now. Mad respect, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one.